In this video, we'll take a look at the city that became a music icon in the 1960s, Liverpool. Liverpool is located in the northwest region of England. It is a port city and has the ninth largest population in England. In the past, it was subordinate to the city of Chester, which was founded in 79 BC by the Romans. Liverpool was a village of fishermen and farmers until its official founding in the year 1207. The English king's motivation for granting the royal charter was both commercial and military. It was intended to enable trade operations and also to serve as a strategic point for England's military incursions into Ireland. It was around this time, more precisely, a bit earlier, in the year 1171, that the period known as the Lordship of Ireland began, which gave the English king authority over the island. This control was initially limited to Dublin and its surroundings, and later expanded to the rest of the country. This English incursion, along with others in the Caribbean and North America, were the first steps that, many years later, would lead to the formation of the British Empire, starting around the year 1500. Thanks to its strategic location on the map of England, the port of Liverpool came to be known as the Gateway to the West. It was through this port that Liverpool became heavily involved in the transatlantic slave trade in the 17th century. The city played an important role in commerce, especially in the cotton trade, and became a departure point for English and Irish emigrants heading to North America. Liverpool stood out as one of the most important port cities of the British Empire. Its strategic importance was also recognized by the Germans, who heavily bombed the city during World War II. At the same time, from the middle to the end of the war, the headquarters of the Allied naval blockade operations in the Atlantic against Germany was moved to the city of Liverpool. The city of Liverpool has an identity and symbolism rooted in its history, associated with 8 key aspects: honor, history, music, the River Mersey, the ports, governance, sun, and culture. During the celebrations of the city's 800th anniversary, a spider image was used as a metaphor, with its 8 legs representing these 8 aspects. In 2008, Liverpool was chosen as the European Capital of Culture. The city also uses the image of a bird as a symbol. Representations of this bird are widely seen throughout Liverpool. The 2 most famous are Bertie and Bella, located on top of the clock tower of the Royal Liver Building. They are a pair of birds. The male, Bertie, looks out over the city, while the female, Bella, faces the sea. According to legend, the female watches the sea, waiting for the sailors to return, and the male looks over the city, watching over the sailors' families. The reason the birds face away from each other is to prevent them from mating, because if they did, the city would be flooded and cease to exist. The more humorous, down-to-earth version of the legend says that the male bird is watching over the city to make sure the pubs are open. Looking at the city's history, one can see many entrepreneurial initiatives, which are a defining characteristic of Liverpool. The Port of Liverpool is the 4th largest in the United Kingdom, and 40% of the world's trade in the 19th century passed through Liverpool. The first known railway connection was established in 1830, linking the cities of Liverpool and Manchester. Liverpool also led other pioneering initiatives, including the world's first railway tunnels and the first integrated sewer system. The economy of Liverpool is predominantly based in the service sector, distributed across public administration, education, healthcare, finance, banking, and insurance. The most prominent sector in terms of economic output and job creation is healthcare and social assistance. Liverpool also stands out in the world of sports, with its 2 football clubs having won several major titles, including the UEFA Champions League and the FIFA Club World Cup. Among the city's entrepreneurial initiatives are the achievements of individual talents from Liverpool, which will be mentioned later on. In terms of religion, Liverpool is considered one of the most Catholic cities in England. Other cities also have significant Catholic populations, such as Manchester and London. In this regard, it is worth highlighting events that contributed both positively and negatively to the growth of the Catholic population. A positive factor was the massive immigration of Irish Catholics fleeing the Great Famine. On the other hand, harsh government actions were taken by England against Catholics, reaching the extreme of practically excluding them from public life. Catholics were forbidden from holding public office, voting, serving in the military, among other restrictions such as being banned from entering parliament and the execution of Catholic priests. Despite all these government actions against Catholics, it shows how strong the power of religiosity is over people. As a result of the large populations on both sides, the city has two cathedrals, the Roman Catholic Metropolitan Cathedral and the Anglican Cathedral. The two cathedrals are connected by Hope Street. The Roman Catholic Metropolitan Cathedral was one of the first cathedrals to break from traditional architectural styles, resembling an indigenous tent. The Anglican Cathedral is the largest in the United Kingdom. In 2022, Liverpool was one of the 5 most visited cities in the United Kingdom by foreign tourists, with the tourism industry generating $4.73 billion. Liverpool offers a unique experience to tourists. Cruise ships dock near the historic city centre, allowing visitors to disembark right in the heart of the city, ready to explore its museums, bars, and iconic landmarks. Few cities in the world offer the convenience of cruise ships being able to dock close to the city centre. The Royal Albert Dock is one of Liverpool's main tourist attractions. It is a very pleasant place, featuring hotels, restaurants, bars, shops, museums, and the Beatles story. It is estimated that this area receives over 4 million visitors per year. Besides music, Liverpool stands out as an important cultural centre with a vibrant nightlife. Among the various events held in the city is the Basilica Festival, a celebration of Brazilian culture in the United Kingdom. The festival takes place throughout the city of Liverpool for a week, showcasing Brazilian culture through music, food, art, dance, and film. Liverpool is a land of great individual talents, such as the Beatles. The Beatles were a band formed in Liverpool that exported English culture worldwide. The band was active for a relatively short period, starting in 1960 and breaking up in 1970, but even so, their music continues to be played around the world. The Beatles were the most commercially successful band in the world. They were also the band that had the greatest musical influence in history. Building on the Beatles phenomenon, along with other artists, monuments, museums, and events, tourism and culture have greatly benefited Liverpool's economy. The Beatles phenomenon is perhaps the driving force behind this boost. Tourism related solely to the Beatles generates about $135 million per year. Perhaps what has contributed the most to Liverpool's worldwide fame is music. It is even listed in the record books as the world capital of pop. What the city's musicians have produced is impressive, 58 #1 singles. This achievement is more than any other city in the world has managed to produce. Moreover, Liverpool is best known as the birthplace of the Beatles. Penny Lane is a tourist attraction in Liverpool. Penny Lane is one of the city's streets and became world famous after the Beatles released the song of the same name. The song was a worldwide hit. The Beatles frequently performed at the Cavern Club. The Cavern Club is a bar that hosts live shows in Liverpool. It was there that the Beatles performed 292 times during the early days of the band. The Cavern Club is located about 5 meters underground, and access is via a long staircase down to the club level. In conclusion, as we have had the opportunity to appreciate, Liverpool is a city that has stood out on the global music scene. Visiting Liverpool is a chance to experience a bit of that unique moment in music history. For everything we've seen and much more, Liverpool is definitely worth visiting to enjoy all that the city has to offer tourists. That's all from us here. Until our next journey.